Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. Moletrap here, coming at you with another StarCraft commentary, another replay commentary. And this is from a Flash replay pack from 2012. So, Flash at the height of pro StarCraft, not necessarily the height of the skill or excitement, but the height definitely of the pro scene, as far as, the time when there was, tournaments running and being professionally done by OnGameNet and NBC Game, etc., etc. 2012. So this is, a time when both these players were in really, really good shape. And if you cannot read the names up here, if it's a little bit hard to read, I'm going to spell it out for you. This is F-L-A-S-H. This is Flash, is the Terran player in the bottom left here. And up here at the top left, and this in the orange, it says F-R-E-E. That spells free. So this is going to be free up in the top left-hand corner. So excited about this game. This is going to be really, really cool because, Flash is, I would say it's pretty easy to argue the best Terran player that has ever played. Some people might say Fantasy it has a shot at that title, but at the very least, he's up there. And, it's like Flash is just really, really good, right? But there is a high-level class of players that is capable of beating him and is maybe not on his level, but close enough to his level, right? That it's not just a given that he's going to win, and that it's almost even chances sometimes. And Free is on that level. People don't give him quite the same, doesn't have quite the same flashy reputation as a Stork or a Bisu for winning a lot of championships, but he is one of the 6 dragons. He's a really, really strong player. So. And it looks like Flash is going to get Command Center first, actually. Very, very interesting. Free has gotten the Gateway and he's gone straight into his core, so normal build there. So Flash looking to take an early economic advantage, sending out a scouting SCV as well. Before I get too far into this, I want to give a shout out and thank you to a few folks. If you missed it from my last, I guess I did in the last replay I did, I've started up a Ko-Fi account, which is kind of like Patreon, but a little bit more indie, basically. And so hoping to get some people to help me out in these trying times. And again, no obligation though to do so. Oh, little bump and slide by there. Anyway, so I really wanted to give a thank you real quick to Kevin, who actually gave me a donation before I even set up my Ko-Fi account, as well as to Simon and Ryan, who dropped me some money on there as well. And especially I want to thank Peter. Thank you so much. He actually signed up as a recurring donor, and that's very, very helpful. So my apologies, by the way. My neighbor's kids are running around playing outside. So I'm sorry if you can hear that in the background. But this is the only time I have today to record this, so it's just going to have to go on with that in the background. Sorry about that. But in any case, we do have the Command Center first working out perfectly, because even though this first zelt was out relatively quick going across the map, Flash was able to pretty safely take this spot, because he says, you know what, I'll keep the Command Center on the high ground. I'll build a nice little wall. He built his depot in the beautiful spot, and he looks like he's going to get a bunker as well. So, and hold on a second. So he's protected up here against any harassment, but what's going on over here? What's going on over here? We got a proxy pylon, and it's going down after this SCV, the second SCV, which built this depot, I believe, and then squiggled out. Second scouting SCV, and let's see, first scouting SCV is actually in the main base right now, so he actually sees what's going on, and he sees no buildings to speak of, no expansion. So Flash is probably going like, what's going on? And maybe this SCV, I'm not sure what it's doing up here exactly, but is maybe trying to scout for hidden tech or proxy tech or something like that. But the SCV actually ran right by here, so he's probably not going to check here because he already went by that spot. So this is really interesting. We've got the proxy robotics facility going down. So that's kind of cool. But anyway, yeah. So those of you that donated, thank you very much. Appreciate it a lot. It really does mean a lot to me, and it helps out. And I just use everyone's first name because I didn't know if you want me to use your full name or your ID or whatever. But just go ahead and drop me a message if you want me to give you if you want me to redo the shout out with a different name. Or I remember in the old days I used to give shout outs to people, and people would be like, can you give a shout out to my brother or my girlfriend or something like that? Happy to do that too if you want. So in any case, yeah, so This is shaping up to be an interesting game. We've got the robotics facility over here, starting to build a shuttle. What are we seeing up here? We're seeing a robotics support bay being warped in. And this is a nice spot, actually, because he's got this pylon over here, which is a nice spot for scouting. Although I actually don't know if it would spot a dropship running it right across the north of the map. So it's a good spot for scouting things, but the robotics support bay next to it, and he's doing some picking away. I'm actually a little surprised he's not trying to go for these SCVs. Maybe we're worried about clumping up his Dragoons, which have notoriously bad pathing on a ramp, and they might not be able to get away from the tank, which he knew was going to pop out. But this is in a good spot where if Flash scans the main or scans the location where he knew there was a pylon to see what other tech goes up, he's not going to spot this. This is a good spot to scan too, though, but it doesn't really matter because Flash doesn't actually have comm scan, so not a big deal, but it's still a hidden spot. So we have the shuttle out. We have a Zealot over here, and we have the Reaver as well. And what's in this actually? Okay, there's going to have two Zealots and a Reaver inside this shuttle. And Flash has sent his SCVs down here. Now this is interesting. We've got the engineering bay complete. Do we have any turrets yet? There's no turrets yet at all. The turrets are just beginning to build. But these turrets are perfect for a timing when this shuttle has to go all the way across the map, but it doesn't. It's so close. So this Reaver's going to get right in the main before Flash can actually do anything about it. He doesn't have anything to combat the shuttle, rather. The SCVs, I'm sorry, the Zealots drop out, and they're going to do some damage. The Scarab hits the first tank. Beautiful shot. The Zealots are going to finish it off. Another Scarab goes off, killing a few SCVs. Not a huge impact, but it's enough that this is a problem. And actually Flash retreating with those Marines because Dragoons are now attacking the front, and they almost killed his barracks until the bucket brigade of SCVs comes back. But he's pulled the Marines from the front, so the shuttle's down here in the bottom left. The minimap is actually covering that. Hopefully he'll move that out of that spot in a minute. But this tank is going to survive with the SCVs repairing it. And you can still see the shuttle's actually hidden back here with the Reaver. So I'm not sure what's going on down in that corner. But there's something going on there. Oh, and the shuttle does die off. He's going to get one more Scarab off. Where is it going? It looks like it's going off the Marines. But no, it actually goes after this one SCV instead. Which does survive. So not too much damage done, actually. In total, he killed... Well, and crucially, he did kill, I think, 2 tanks. Maybe it was just 1. I'm not sure. But that's actually a big thing. Because the thing is, the Terran really wants to build up their tank count. And the difference between 4 tanks and 6 tanks is huge. Because, well, it looks like... Actually, we're going to see exactly why right now. Flash is pushing out right now. Trying to kind of secure this outer spot, and the tanks are in the front. Oh no, he gets a pick off on one of the tanks. Nicely done. He loses a Dragoon for 1 tank. Pretty good trade. Siege going down, but it actually, Free takes the opportunity to go in while it's not able to be moved and picks it off again, loses 2 more Dragoons, but that's a pretty good trade right there. And this shuttle just barely escapes out of this robotics facility, which was like warping in. Look at this, it warped in right within. If you sent a Marine to this little ledge, he could look out with some binoculars in the distance and spot the robotics facility. But the shuttle does escape, which is interesting. Might be useful later on. Well, I guess he's just going to build another robotics facility, so it's not too big of a deal. But in any case, yeah. But yeah, imagine if you had 6 tanks there instead of 4, right? That push out goes a lot easier, and I don't think that Flash loses more than 1 tank for killing all those Dragoons, basically. So pretty big boon there. Killing off 2 tanks, but he lost a Reaver and a shuttle for it and a couple Zealots. So kind of an even trade there, basically. I think Free is a little bit ahead at this moment just because he's killed off 4 tanks, I think, total. That's a lot of gas down the drain. So in that sense, Free, I think, has a little bit of an advantage. But excuse me, Flash is pushing out. He's, like I said, he's taking this kind of choke point here. And this map, by the way, is called... what's it called? I forgot the name already. I just was thinking of it. It's called... I don't remember what it's called. It's called... What do you call it when there's the nuclear... When a nuclear... Oh, it's called like Fallout Zone or something like that. Crap. I wish I remembered the name. Maybe it'll come to me later. But anyway, it's kind of like this cool thing where like there's this... It's as if a nuke has fallen in the middle of the map, as you've got this lava stuff around this gaping... crater and stuff like that. Anyway, on this map, you have a 3rd base down here, and this kind of area right here controls your natural and that 3rd base. You know, we see it up here as well. Free is not quite as able to take control of that area, but you can see it's got his rally in between them, so you can kind of bounce back and forth if need be. And this is, you know, a good spot. You can just put this pylon wall up, probes, I believe, pretty sure can get through there in order to get to that base. I mean, there's probes in there. He could have built them there. Anyway, we have another shuttle out, by the way, with another Reaver and a couple more Zealots. And the Vultures are actually going to spot that shuttle. So, Flash is going to know that the second drop is coming, actually. He even saw it go south. And he's reacting to it by doing nothing, I guess. Maybe he didn't see it. Why is he not sending anything down there? So the Reaver's going to drop out and get a free pot shot. He pulls the SCVs and oh... So it's interesting. The shuttle actually, the Reaver targeted the close SCV, which means he did get a kill, but he didn't get as many kills as he could have. But it was also less chance of a glitched out Scarab. So he's going to try and do the same thing again. This time I think he's going to get a double Scarab shot off. Is that Scarab going to polish off the tank? It does. Now he's going after the turret actually to get himself some more mobility. But there's a Goliath in play, so he's not going to have any mobility anyway. He's going to repair the turret anyway. Is he going to drop down here? Probably not a good idea with all these tanks there. So this shuttle's kind of stuck in between. He's going back in for more though, ladies and gentlemen. And we do see him going in this bottom left-hand corner. So I thought there were vultures up top. I wanted to get a spot on them. But this mini-map is really... Can I remove the mini-map? I'm not sure if I can remove the mini-map, actually. There's the mini-map. Oh, the shuttle's already gone. Sorry. I'm like looking over at the side trying to figure out how to get rid of the mini-map, but it doesn't even matter anymore. Doesn't even matter anymore. The shuttle's going to get more SCV kills, actually. Really, really nicely done. I like that little ComSat scan to make sure that the turret had vision. All right, let's get the minimap back up there so that the turret could get some more shots on the shuttle. The shuttle does survive, though, and so he actually gets back to his army with that Reaver. Could come in handy if there's a fight later on. You know, at this point, Flash is probably just going to try and defend this position. You know, I'm expecting him to basically just kind of work off these 3 bases and do some harassment with the Vultures, pretty typical, and just try and max out, essentially, right? That's what a Terrans often try and do in these macro games, is just, oh, we've got 2 shuttles going in. What's going on over here? The first shuttle's taking some hits. The shuttle with less shields is able to get through because of it. He's going to drop out, and he actually just sacrificed 1 shuttle in order to get in here with this Reaver to take some pot shots and lose the Reaver and lose 2 shuttles. That was bad. That was bad. This 1 Vulture managed to... Oh, I guess there's a gap here. That's interesting. So the Vulture snuck through and was able to do a little damage, but wow. That was 600 mils and 100 gas. He did kill like a few SCVs, but that was not worth, like, and I guess this turret wasn't there last time, so maybe he wasn't expecting to have that much resistance. But that's a little bit crazy that he just was like, I'm going to run these shuttles in here just to get 1. He didn't even have any Zealots in there. He was just desperate. He's like, I don't care about this Reaver. Oh, and wow, Vultures are going to actually get a significant amount of kills over here, picking off these probes transferring over between bases. So that's pretty crazy. I think they were just out looking to put mines around on the map, but they get some nice kills on the way. And look at the worker count now, actually. They were about even. And so I think Free lost like 10, 12 workers in with the Vulture up here and with the transfer over there. So that's kind of interesting. He's getting some mines out on the map as well. Maybe it's called Fallout. Man, I'm trying to remember the name of the map. It's like Fallout Zone or something like that. Crash Zone. I'll put it in the video description, or maybe the video title. So, anyway, Free is going to have to deal with these mines. He has got observers on the map, so it's not going to be too big of a deal. But, I mean, this is the thing, is that the thing that prevents the Terran from maxing out and having this big ball of mech is mainly the gas in this situation. The tanks cost money. You want to have some Goliaths mixed in there. They cost gas as well. The Vultures are a little bit more expendable because they're just minerals. And usually the Terran is going to end up with extra minerals, especially once you get later down the line when you got 4th base and stuff like that. So losing these Vultures to kind of get out on the map and do some harassment is not too big of a deal. And he actually... Oh, no, he scans. He sees the Templar. The Vulture's going to kill off... not quite kill off the Templar. And he's actually going to hide these Templar inside the shuttle. And actually, I thought he had other Templar. Maybe, you know what, I think I missed it, but I think some other Vultures might have gone in there and killed another Templar or 2, which is actually a huge, huge deal. Because I thought I saw that he'd produced more Templar, and they're just like not here. They're not in the shuttle, right? Just those 2. So maybe those Vultures earlier killed off some other Templar, I think, which is pretty big, because if you don't have a lot of Psi Storms, like the first Templars out are actually the most important because they're going to spend time building up energy before the battle happens, right? So in any case, the vultures just running around being continually annoying. They're going to run into some zealots. They're going to run away from the zealots because they do have the speed upgrade. But again, just continue to be annoying. And Flash is getting up there. He's at 175 right now. Supply. He's looking to be close to maxed out right now. And we might see him push out pretty soon. At the very least, he's going to push out and try and like secure this area to try and take a 4th base maybe. Or something on those lines. We're hearing a lot of scans go off, which means that Flash is kind of trying to keep track of where the army is. Free's army is super spread out right now, actually. So it might be a good moment for him to move out. While Flash is kind of a little bit discombobulated, a little bit disorganized. And we hear the unsiege. And there we go. Maxed out Terran army, ladies and gentlemen. This giant ball of mech. This huge, disgusting glob of metal is going to be rampaging across the map. Now, it looks like he's heading out in the middle here. Is he going to go for the top right or the top left is kind of the question. The top right is where the newer bases are, so it's kind of a juicier target in terms of economy. But he's actually going north. And here he's caught a little bit off guard. He sieges up so many tanks at the same time, though. And Free is able to attack the top line of tanks very easily. Storm's going off, taking out tons of damage on those tanks. But is he going to have enough backup damage to actually finish them off? It looks like no, he's not. A lot of injured tanks in the front, but they do not actually go down. Looks like 4 at low health. He just didn't quite have enough space. It was a really good opportunity to attack, actually, when he was unsieged, but Flash just like snapped and sieged up 2 control groups of tanks instantly as he saw Free going in. Free's going to try and go in again while he's not sieged up. The siege comes a little bit later. The storms are nice. They're on top of the huge clumps of targets. Is Free going to be able to hold it off, though? There's not enough zealots to actually join in with that fight, though. And he's going to get pushed back. Here's the round of zealots coming in from the left, though. Is this going to be enough to keep Flash out of his natural expansion? The zealots running in. The tanks are unsieged. They don't actually have to siege up, though, while the zealots are on top of him. He actually goes in on top of the siege tanks, so the Dragoons can do more damage. Storm goes down in a nice spot. Going to do damage to a few different tanks, but he holds. Flash actually holds this position. And if he actually just secures this spot, Free is just dead. If he secures Free's rally point so that Free cannot actually get any units out, he can just kill these other bases really easily. And he's sieged up in Free's natural. Free is moving in with some zealots, though. He's moving in with Dragoons from the other side as well. And he's got, a beautiful stasis! Beautiful stasis! Sorry, my throat for some reason is bothering me. The air quality has actually been pretty bad here the last couple days. Maybe that's why. But I'm having a hard time being excited about the stasis, which just might have actually kept Free in this game. Oh, another Templar does go down. And this one is not quite enough energy for a Storm, but it looks like he's going to be a casualty as well. But that's going to, by stasising 4 tanks at once, taking out basically at that point in time 2/3 of the firepower of Flash's army, it's going to enable him to hold on. And he might have just clutched a chance, not necessarily a victory, but clutched a chance of winning out of the jaws of defeat there by stasising those tanks and then taking out the other units that were around them. So this is interesting. Flash is trying to take out this northern base. His units are a little bit split up, but Free is being very patient. He's holding back. He's not going in to attack yet. He's going to try and do a little bit piecemeal. He's targeting down the tanks specifically to try and make sure the tanks are dead. The other units are not as big of a deal. The other units are just there to protect the tanks, essentially. So if we can take out the tanks, that's fine, even if he loses a few Dragoons. But it looks like Flash really wants to kill off this base. Free is being very patient. Again, holding back some units over here. He's probably going to wait for another round of gateway units to pop out. We can see a bunch of units popping out. Another round of zealots, a couple of Templars as well. And is he just going to go in with some zealot bombs? Beautiful zealot bomb, taking out some of the injured tanks. More zealots dropping on top of these other tanks. And, he's actually going to transfer his probes right in front of those tanks for some reason. And, yep, there's a kill. So that tank was gifted a handful of probes with its dying breath. And now it is going to go down, and Free is going to come in from both sides with the Dragoons that he was holding back on both parts of the map and clear out the natural expansion. And that is just huge. Flash, if he'd secured this spot for a little bit longer, it would have been over. It would have been absolutely over for Free. But instead, he kind of waits, sacrifices his base. Maybe not his intention, but he did sacrifice his base by being patient and waiting until he actually had enough to stop that push from actually happening. Flash, by the way, in the meantime, has taken this bottom base over here at the, I guess, 530 position. Looks like he might be trying to take this bottom right base too. So pretty good spot for him economically. Free, though, has these top right bases as well. He's lost this one, but he's rebuilding it. So let's just look here. He's got basically three bases mining for Free. And it looks like 1, 2... Yeah, this is mined out. So 2 bases mining for Flash. And here's a bunch of Vultures coming in here. They're going to get some decent damage down. Vultures are pretty good against Zealots. And even with the Arbiter overhead, he's going to scan and find them so you can actually get some kills on him. Looks like he might even get some more probes as well. Free's army just chilling over here. He's got an Observer overhead. He might want to think about moving it around to try and clear out mines or something like that. Well, wow, look at this. These Vultures have broken all the way in. And they're going to just kill off whatever probes were over there. Actually, I don't think there were any probes there, but he's going to do some damage. Take out a pylon. I guess he's not doing too much long-term damage, so not too big of a deal. And he's actually realizes, okay, I'm not actually doing any damage with these. I'm going to come on the map. Oh, okay. It looks like they had a free kill on that Templar, but they're not going to take it. They're going to try and fall back instead. It might have been a suicide mission, so it's a wise move by those Vultures. But he's just kind of dodging around with these Vultures. Meanwhile, look at the mini-map. He's actually pushing across, and he knows actually that instead of going for the heart, he's going to try and cut open the veins, basically. He says, you know what? The lifeblood is these bases in the top right. That's where all the money is coming in. So I'm going to try and kill that off. Stasis goes down on some of the units. Free is coming in from multiple angles on this army. He's got a nice wide area to go in. Nice storms go down on the tanks in the back. He's going to kill off a couple of them. No, only one actually goes down. But the Dragoons are going to be able to finish off. Can he finish off this push as well? It looks like he is going to take it out. So many Dragoons pushing in. And this Stasis, again, taking out probably a fifth of the firepower. Taking out multiple tanks makes it so that it's a much more even fight for these Dragoons on the low ground. It looks like eventually he's going to take these out. These Goliaths standing strong against those Dragoons, but with the reinforcements coming in for Free, they are going to get pushed back. So Free defends, barely somehow defends this push into his natural expansion. Somehow defends this push as well, trying to go for his mining bases. And Free has now done what very few Protoss players in the world can say that they've done, which is hold off 2 maxed Flash armies in the same game. And what's going on over here? What's in this shuttle? We've got, oh, he's got a Templar, but there was a line of SCVs. That was a perfect storm drop. Okay, he's gonna go in here instead. He's gonna storm drop this base. Flash is not pulling his SCVs. He's running in a couple Vultures, but he's not. There's a Templar in that shuttle. Where's the storm? There's the Templar. He drops out. He's not, what just happened? Why did he not storm? Was Free just distracted by something else on the map? I'm not sure what happened there. He even goes back over here, and these SCVs are just running away, so it's not a big deal. Is he going back for another try? There's still no defenses here. There's no turrets. There's no tanks. Here we go. Okay, here we go. Templar's going to drop out. There's the storm drop. All right, that's what I've been waiting for. He's just going to keep it here. Looks like, maybe. Maybe just wait for that Templar to get some more energy. But maybe that Templar didn't have enough energy before. Maybe that's why he didn't do the storm before. Maybe he like dropped it out and he's like, oops, 73 energy. JK. Not sure what happened there. But he did get a handful of SCVs. I think Flash was up to 70 at one point. He's now down to 60. So he's taken some losses there. Which is pretty significant since he still does have 3 bases mining. So I think he'd like to have a few more SCVs there. Interestingly though, Free has an almost maxed army. So he's in a really good spot right now. Flash has taken the defensive position here. And what is that stasis? 1 tank? He's going to stasis 1 tank. And then lose the Arbiter. Okay, that's cool. And he's actually attacking to a choke point here. I don't know if this is advisable right now, but he could do some mine drags into a lot of these units. The mines do not quite go off the way he would have liked. Zealots are getting in the front, but there's a lot of defensive Vultures there to keep the Zealots at bay and off of the tanks. The tanks are doing a ton of work. Just absolutely a ton of work, and this Templar is just walking in there, and this Templar is actually out of energy as well. So these were empty Templar. Oh, maybe he got EMP'd. Maybe that's why the Templar didn't have any energy. That might have been what we saw. I was like, why do those Templar not have energy? Why were they just marching in? I didn't see if there was an EMP, but maybe I missed it off screen or something like that. In any case, so Free. Remember a moment ago when we were like, all right, Free's maxed. And Flash was at like 150, 160 supply. Now Free is even in supply, basically. Oh, we're going to see a recall here, actually, in the bottom right. This is a brand new, fresh, juicy base with a lot of SCV. He pulls some of the SCVs away pretty quickly. The Storm whiffs on the Vultures. He could have gone for the SCVs with that as well. And the SCVs are just going to like go over here and just going to like pop open some sodas and grab some popcorn and watch the fight. Like it was a Napoleonic War battle or something like that. And oh, this shuttle still has a Templar in it. Oh, the shuttle's going to die. There was still a Templar in there. He could have popped that out and stormed. The SCVs were clumped up right here. Perfect for that hidden, the crouching tiger hidden Templar to like pop out and kill them all, but he didn't. Anyway, so wow, Free is now behind in supply. He threw away a lot of units here. I'm not sure what that was all about. Maybe he was expecting the storms to make the difference in that attack, and then he didn't realize he'd be an EMP. I didn't realize it. What was that? Did he just storm nothing? Did he just waste 2 storms on nothing as well? This is not a good situation at all. Flash is now pushing in here to this extra expansion right now, and I don't know if Free has enough to deal with this. His supply is so low. They're even in supply, but where are all of Free's units? Some of them are back here at his choke point, but he's trying to fight this. He does get a good stasis off, but it's a little bit too late. It's too late of a stasis. He stasis at the end of the battle instead of the beginning, and there's the GG coming from Free, feeling like he lost too many units. And might have been a little bit of an early GG, actually. Like, I feel like he could have theoretically taken this out. But I mean, also, he knew that if Flash can get, like, right here in this spot, then he's got access to this base, he's got access to this base, and he can harass this base even theoretically. So if he loses this spot and Flash seizes up here, he's going to lose the game. So I guess he was worried about that because his reinforcements are over here. And also, I guess, insufficient to actually take that out. Maybe he could have done no energy. I was going to say maybe he could have recall right here on top of these and kill that off. Actually, yeah, if he hadn't done that bad stasis at the beginning or something like that, or was that maybe, oh, that was a different Arbiter. But, yeah, just Free, I feel like he kind of fell apart a little bit there at the end. I mean, like, he kind of, this was kind of a bad move, running in here. Lost a lot of supply. Just attacking and not really accomplishing a lot. I'm going to skip back here a little bit, just to see if I can get to that spot, actually. Oh, this is the earlier battle. So this is when Flash first pushed out. So we got a good look at that. Let's see if we can skip forward a little bit here. Maybe I should try and remember the timestamps of these things or something like that. In any case, so yeah, Free basically, let's just skip one more time and then we won't worry about it too much. This is the second time. Okay. Anyway, I'm not going to find that spot, but I'll just talk about it real quick. He tried to invade this spot, a choke point against a defended Terran with sieged up tanks and plenty of defenses, lost a lot of units. Recalled this bottom right. I don't think he killed much there, right? He killed a couple SCVs. He whiffed on the storm and didn't lose much down here and lost some more units. So he just basically went from being ahead in supply where he could control the map and probably, maybe take a couple of races, or try and start doing some recalls. Instead, he kind of threw away his advantages, and Flash was like, all right, well, you know what? You're going to throw away 2 armies on me? I guess I'll push out and kill you. And that's exactly what happened. So GG, though. I mean, that was back and forth. That really could have gone either way. Even if he just maybe like had a few more units here, or like just had one more storm in the bank, or one more stasis in the bank during some of those final battles, I think Free could have pulled that out. Well played by him, though. Fell apart a little bit at the end, made a couple mistakes, but it was really, really well played game. And Flash is just a macro god, though, and was able to macro up the whole game over and over again. Takes the fourth. It's the 4th maxed army that Flash sends at you. That's the one that gets you. That's the one that gets you. So in any case, hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks very much for watching. Going to have some more OSL in your subscription inbox very soon, the next day or 2. So look out for that. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope everyone is taking care, staying healthy, staying safe. And thank you once again to those of you that gave me some donations. I do really appreciate it. And I actually forgot if I mentioned this, but yeah, I did. Yeah, because I use first names, but I didn't know if you wanted me to use IDs. Did I say that already? I don't know. I'm going crazy. I'm going crazy today for some reason. And sorry again, my voice is a little bit scratchy. I'm in Southern California, and we've had these smoke issues, and it actually cleared up, but then the last day or two, it's like kind of come back. I don't know, the wind's shifted or something like that, so my throat's been a little bit scratchy. So, but in any case, I will stop rambling now, so you guys can get on with the rest of your day, and see you next time. Take care.